Hi guys, this is Tuna Way and welcome back to the channel. So today I am doing something that I've never done before. I am making this abstract art using a huge canvas, which is actually like 60 by 48 inches. I'm kind of scared. This canvas was not cheap to buy, so I don't want to mess up. But I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and I know it's pretty easy and there's really no way to mess up abstract art because whatever mistake could be perceived as art itself. So that's why I'm a little bit confident just based off of that. I kind of have an idea of exactly how I want the artwork to look, like a rough sketch. I kind of sketched it earlier, so I'm just gonna begin. Right now, I wanna start with making a border, but it's gonna be like a rough border because eventually it's gonna be a gold border. But I don't want the gold to be very obvious. I kind of want it to be like a bronzy effect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint the border of the canvas black. It's not gonna be super neat because it's not gonna be the finished border. Later on, I'm gonna make that all crisp and nice. I'll get to that later. But as for now, let's go ahead and start painting out this border. Yikes. Oh my god. Oh, I don't need this right now.
I don't deny that I could use some company. All my friends say, honey, just let him be. Now your perfume stuck on my shirt.
Okay, so I've went ahead and painted all the sides black just to have like a rough border. It looks pretty good so far. You see, all these sides are painted black. Missed the spot over there, but that's fine. And then a little bit on the top, just for it to have that like it's a framed effect. So what I'm gonna do right now is start tracing the way I want to lay the joint compound or the sparkle. Just gonna make an outline with a pencil, really nothing too serious. I hope I don't mess it up, and yeah, let me just do that real quick.
6'5", 24/7, I'll be fine. As long as you spend a little time. Just want your time.
Okay, so that's done. I've done the outline of where I'm gonna be placing joint compound. So wish me luck. Now it's time to start applying the joint compound onto the canvas.
You make me feel like we could be something more. The way your light shines, there's no shadows anymore. But then you put doubts in my mind. Still, you make me feel like we could be something more, something more. First you are in, then you are out, like snow in the spring. I just want your time.
Okay, so I went ahead and did like a couple of swirls and everything, just like making sure the joint compound is leaving like a lot of textures and stuff like that on the canvas. So now I want to go ahead and start moving a little up where the colors start changing. The bottom part, I'm just going to go ahead and paint it black later on. But as for now, just to create a little bit of separation between the compound that I just placed and the next phase where a different color is going to be like showing up, I'm going to go ahead and mix the joint compound directly with this color just so I have like a sort of demarcation. Because if I just go ahead and paint it later for this case, then I wouldn't be able to see where the line ends. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this color a little bit with black because I want it to be like a little dark brown, some sort of situation like that. And yeah, so let's do that right now. So like I said, I want this color to be a little bit darker. This acrylic paint called Raw Sienna. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just like place some of it on the black just to make it a little darker. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mix the joint compound with whatever color that I eventually decide on.
I don't really need a new friend, so spend your time with me. Looking for someone who can play though, wanna hang with me. I'm not really looking for a friend, so spend your time with me. Looking for someone not afraid to give it all to me. Get next to me.
Okay, so I went ahead and done the second layer with the joint compound of brown. Right now, honestly, it kind of looks crazy. I'm kind of scared. I'm like, oh my god, I hope this turns out to be great. I'm not gonna worry too much about it right now. The next layer is supposed to be a very light brown, almost like a khaki maybe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add more compound to this and mix, not adding any more color. Hopefully it gives me a lighter version of this, and then I'm gonna do the same thing.
Never thought the loving would be easy, but it's all for free. Won't cost a thing, so it's yours. Worth the try. Oh, this is the real thing. I'm down if you're down, boy. Get next to me, get next to me. All that I want.
Okay, so that's done pretty quickly. Right now I'm just gonna go ahead and do like another white layer on the top, because that's gonna be white. I'm gonna paint it white eventually. Everything's gonna be white up top. So this is how it's looking right now. It's looking a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. It's looking a little crazy, but I'm hoping it will get better once everything is like laid and painted and there's a nice little border around it. Right now we're looking like a hot mess.
Get next to me, get next to me. Get next to me, get next to me. Get next to me, get next to me. Get next to you, get next to you. Get next to me, get next to me.
Okay, so that's done. I wanted it to be super chunky, like with lots and lots of texture, so that when I come back later to paint it, you know, it's like, you know, there's texture, there's color. So to be honest, right now it's still looking a little crazy. I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and come back and start like doing the paint and everything and perfecting everything, and then I'm gonna eventually do the border, and then hopefully by then it's gonna look like a professional piece of artwork. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. So happy Sunday. I'm wearing the same outfit from yesterday because I'm about to start painting. It's gonna get messy. These clothes are already dirty, so that. Anyways, so right now before I paint, I want to go ahead and do like some light sanding on the edges where I want the border to be, just because some of the joint compound, it kind of like spread all the way there, and I want, when I'm painting my border at the end, I want it to look smooth. So I'm just gonna like lightly sand it just to see if I can get rid of any of the joint compound that is on the edges where the frame is gonna be, the fake frame, the painted frame is gonna be. So let's do that.
I know it's bad for me.
Okay, so I did all the sanding that I needed to do. I only want the border on the top, like what's gonna be visible from the front of the canvas. I only want that to be like half an inch of a border showing up front. So I was just literally just sanding off only the parts that are into the half-inch allowance that I'm giving for that border. So yeah, that's what I did. So that's done. I'm just gonna quickly dust off whatever dust that was formed from the joint compound, and then we're gonna start painting. So I'm just gonna use a wet paper towel, like a damp, not really wet paper towel, and just like beat the dust off from where the dust is on the canvas.
He does whatever what it feels for nobody but himself, no, yeah.
All right, so all the dust is gone. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start painting the black part and then the white part, and then the middle part I want to try this technique that I think would look super cool, but I'll get to that later. So the bottom and the top, I'm just gonna paint that white and black with this regular brush. So let's do that. Alright guys, so as I'm painting, I'm making sure that the paint gets in every nook and cranny, because this is very textured obviously. So I'm kind of like just doing random strokes like this. I want it all to go in one direction, not caring too much if I overlap a little bit into the brown, because like I said, I'm gonna show you what technique I need to do to like make that look really nice. So I'm just like, you know, making sure the paint goes in every nook and cranny. Once it's in there, I do like the same horizontal strokes like that, just to make everything nice and even.
What it feels for nobody but himself, no, yeah. So I pull myself together.
Okay, so I'm done painting the black part, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint the white part white. I know it looks white right now, but it's really like an off-white, and I just want it to be completely white up on the top. So I'm just gonna do that right now.
Should I let him go, oh, go, go? I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go, oh, go, go? I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go, oh, go, go? I don't know what to do with this.
Okay, Okay, so I just finished painting the white part. I still have a little bit of white paint left on the plate. I'm gonna add a little bit more white paint in here, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of that brown that I used, and then I'm gonna go over that on the light brown part of the canvas with a paintbrush first, and then I'm gonna try that technique I was talking about after that. So I already got my white paint over here. I'm just gonna start with a little bit of the brown because I want it to be really light. I don't want it to be too dark. So I think that's gonna be good. Let's see how that looks. Just gonna mix that up. Okay, so this is the color consistency that I came up after mixing everything up together good. I kind of like it. It's very light, very light, almost like a light khaki creamy color. So I like that, and I'm just gonna start painting this on the light brown part. Okay, so I finished painting the light brown part. So what I'm gonna do now, I got this sponge from Michael's, and right now it's just looking like a harsh line that's separating the white from the light brown. Before the paint dries, I'm just gonna go ahead and start like dabbing the light brown into the white, so it's not like a harsh defined line. It's almost like diffusing into the white, and see how that looks. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm just gonna try it out, and if I don't like how it looks, I can as well just paint over and exactly how it looks right now, because it's not looking bad right now. But I just wanted that diffused light brown into white, so let's try that. I'm liking how that looks, but I feel like I need to be dipping paint also. Let me do that. Okay, so it's turning out exactly how I wanted it to turn out. Initially, I just wanted to do that around the border, like where the colors are meeting, but I realized quickly that if I just do that, the white part is just going to have like some visible brush strokes. So I just went ahead and like kept dabbing all the way to the top, like I dabbed the whole thing from the light brown all the way to the white, so that it's like seamless, and I just love the way it looks. So I'm just basically going to do the same thing with the dark brown into the black, same technique, and see how that goes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I have some extra paint left from the light brown. I'm just gonna add more brown and add a little black just to make it darker and deeper, and then I'm just gonna start painting over the brown and then doing the dabbing with the sponge also. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is start blending the dark brown into the light brown, just so it's like also like a very like a gradual change in, like, you know, darkness to lightness. So I'm gonna do that, and then later I'm gonna start dabbing the dark brown into the black and so on and so forth. So let's do that. Okay guys, so I just finished doing the whole diffusion of the paint. I love how it looks like. I can't wait to see the finished product. I'm just gonna let it sit here and, you know, dry completely fully so that I can finally work on the frame, the folk frame, like how do I call it, like the painted frame, like the illusion of a frame. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it dry out for like maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, because I want it to be completely dry because I'm gonna tape it and I don't want any of the paint to come off, so that has to be completely dry. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so everything had dried out super well, super good. I went ahead and made a 1-inch border around the canvas, as you see me do it right there. And then after that, I taped around where I made the pencil marking for the 1 inch where the border is gonna be. Right now what I'm about to do is paint over all the places that have like a different color other than the black on the corners where the border is gonna be, because I want it to be like almost like a distressed, almost like a bronzy gold border. So I just want the base to be black all over, and then I'm gonna put the gold. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint the rest of the border black, and then I'll get back to you with the gold.
Like so.
So I'm just gonna let that sit and dry some more, and then I'm gonna come back with the gold, where I'm gonna try to do a bronze-ish type of border. So I'll see you in a bit.
You are the wifey type, baby, you could be one. Let me change your life. I could show you many reasons, different seasons. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He is not damn, don't play with her. She's not damn, don't play with her. I got a R-O-D, she got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. She is not damn, don't play with her. She is not damn, don't play with her. I got a R-O-D, she got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know.
So I just finished putting all the gold all around. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the tape, let this dry overnight. I guess after that it will be time for the reveal.
Shoot my shot and I'm draining it. I'm Steph Curry, ain't playing this. I don't know.
Let's set the tone. A bottle of red wine and pheromones. The conversation flows. A couple of hours, see how it goes.